Hi, this is Matthew from Disaster Area Designs. We're here today with a brief demonstration of the DMC-3 controller with the dedicated Strymon Mobius firmware. In the test rig today, we've got the Strymon Mobius modulation pedal, Disaster Area DMC-3 in deep blue sparkle, and an old modded TS10 tube screamer. We've got the DMC-3 connected to the Mobius the same way that you would connect it to a timeline with the simple MIDI cable. We've got the TS10 tube screamer run in using the pre-post jacks. So we have the switch on the back of the Mobius set to pre-post, and we're running in and out on the left in and right out, and we're using the left out and right in here to run the TS10 through. What this lets us do is set up per patch to have the TS10 either before the modulation or after it. In many cases it provides a different sound, especially with some of the more harmonically rich modulations like flanger or formant. So what we'll do is we'll show you the basics of the firmware today. The firmware has two modes. It has a blue mode and a green mode. Each mode has several functions. The blue mode is the same mode that you're used to with the timeline controls. It does banking up and down, and it will also do bank scrolling if the buttons are held. So we can go to any bank we like. It's also selectable at power up for preset scrolling if you're more familiar or more comfortable with that. Bank scrolling lets you change banks the same way that you would change them on the timeline with two switches, except it uses one switch. Preset scrolling engages each preset along the way, so they're slightly different in terms of use case. You'll find one is more works better for you than the other. The center button toggles the unit in and out of bypass, so you can see we're in bypass mode. The light blinks to let you know that we're bypassed, and now we're back on. So we're using a flanger preset now. It's one of the built-in factory presets. It sounds very nice. So it's a standard flanger preset. If we go to the green mode has two buttons. The right button is the tap tempo. And the left button toggles the expression parameter between off and on. If you're not using a hardware expression pedal with your Mobius, this essentially gets you two presets. It's the same sort of way that you'd use a preset switch on something like an MM4 or a DL4. So and you can set the toe and heel parameters up per preset. So you can have this single foot switch control all 5 of the panel knobs. The last thing that the firmware lets you do is it lets you route the Mobius before or after a chain of pedals or in and out of your amp's effects loop. So we've got here the TS10 tube screamer. And if we press the button, we go from pre to post. There's not a lot of difference in this particular patch, but if we go to one that has, for example, formant that does a lot of frequency filtering, the difference is a little more apparent. So there you have it. DMC-3 for the Strymon Mobius allows on-the-fly pre-post switching, tap tempo, expression parameter, as well as banking or preset scrolling. Thanks.